You saw it today. People went outside after sitting in that room for 2.5 hours, whatever. People needed to go outside. It's a natural human thing because we belong to this.
Yeah.
We're going to be hopefully encouraging them to have an experience for themselves of how our sensory inputs, so, what we're increase when we actually get out of these 4 stuffy walls. Actually, we've just seen somebody who did our course. I asked her, well, what difference has it made to your practice? And she said, I'll just tell you, I just had a session this week with a child. He didn't really want to do anything. So she just said, should we just go outside for a bit? And he just,
Yeah.
a sigh of relief. And then when they got outside, they just sat and they just sort of played with whatever was in front of them, the mud and things. But she said it's the ability for the child to feel free.
It does bolster attachment, doesn't it? And a sense of
Completely.
safety. So once the child develops a trusting relationship with the therapist and then goes outdoors with the therapist, they feel a better connection to the environment because the therapist is making that a safe therapeutic space. Carl Jung is part of the training that we would cover quite a bit in terms of play therapy, and he talks about the conscious and the subconscious. So what's going on beneath the surface is very much a metaphor with when you go outdoors, you're connecting, you're grounding.
It's also there's lots of research that shows that the imagination, the part of the brain that is imagination, sparks more in a natural environment than it does in an internally man-made built environment. I immediately thought of Gabor Mate, and one of the things I've read in one of his books that really struck home was that really simplify the crisis children have when they're first born. It's the need to attach to a caregiver, and it's also a great need to be authentic to who they are.
Yeah.
I feel that something that going outside does is encourages the child, because within all of our authentic being, our core self, is the natural world, because we are part of nature.
There's the book, of course, from Richard Louv.
Yeah, Last Child
in the Woods. And I've been able to recommend that to loads of my play therapy supervisees who I would supervise.
The take-home message is you don't need to have a wonderfully forest school-like outdoor space. You can have a little corner of a playground. You don't need to spend a whole play therapy session outside. You can just take the child for a little walk to help them. If they've arrived in a dysregulated state, just a little walk, and then back to the playroom if that's what they want.
And also when you go outside, nature comes to you.